Okay, so the link that I just shared, Melissa, that would be a video that I need us to look at. Right now, I have, as I have been saying, I've been this is a video. I am recording right now the class for those who are not able to be present, and I will be uploading this video on Edmodo as usual. So since Melissa is the only one right now, she's the one that will be looking at this video while we wait for the others to come. But Melissa, go ahead and click on play, and then I will be here in silence. I will be watching the video with you, but I will be muting myself so that I don't distract you when you finish. Just let me know I finished or something like that, and then we will make comments about the video. Okay?
Okay, perfect.
All right.
He's your uncle? Him? I've never seen him before.
I've never been sick before.
Hello, darkness, my old friend. I've come to talk with you again.
I've made changes for you, Shrek. Think about that.
How long's he been gone?
2 weeks, 1 day, 15 hours.
I've come to say goodbye.
Commuting to work by bike has risen by about 60% in 10 years.
Alice has escaped.
I've made a decision. We're going to that mountain.
Have you ever imagined a future with me?
My dream has come true. Thank you.
The maniac boob has ruined everything.
This is bad.
Their mother has not eaten for 5 months and has lost half her body weight.
Hi, John. Nice to see you. Welcome.
I'm sorry, I'm very
Don't
late.
worry. Don't worry. There's no problem. It's okay. So, Jonathan, go ahead and take a look at this video that I sent on the chat right now. Open it and start watching it, and let me know once you finish, please. Same goes for Ever and Ricardo. Guys, please be so kind to open the link I sent in the chat, and then it's gonna take you to this video. So start watching it, and when you finish, let me know.
Okay.
Something wonderful has happened. Annie, I'm pregnant.
I've missed you so much.
I'm finished.
Okay, very good. So right now we are waiting for the guys, for John, for Prezi, for Ever, and for Ricardo.
Okay.
So once they finish, we'll go ahead and make comments about the video.
Hello.
Hi, Ricardo. Are you watching the video right now?
No.
Okay, I will go ahead and.
Right now.
You're what? I'm sorry.
Going
Grammarly does
to
more than
start.
catch errors.
Oh, okay.
With
Okay.
you can find really good.
He's your uncle? Him?
I've never been sick before.
I finished.
Okay, great. Pressy, have you finished?
Me too. I finished.
Okay. And Ever, have you finished?
Have you ever? No.
No, Ever, have you finished?
Yes, I finished.
Okay, great. So, let's go ahead and talk a little bit about the video. So, what did you see? What you just saw was a series of, or let's say, some scenes of some movies and songs and series, and like some of them are very famous actually. So, what do you find in common in all of the dialogues that you find like between the people talking? What is the common denominator?
Present perfect.
Yes, very good. Thank you, Stan. Yes, so like Stan said, all of them are using examples when they talk about present perfect. When they say the things that they are saying, they are using examples of present perfect, just like Stan said. So, as you can see, present perfect is something extremely important, and let's say you use it in a daily in a daily manner. You have to use it in every day in real life examples because it's like we know at this point that present perfect is an action that started in the past but continues in the present, or it's an action that has a period of time for which the action has been going on for. That's like, let's say, that's the main idea or that's the main principle of present perfect that we have learned so far. So today we will go ahead and review quickly what we have discussed about present perfect. I just used it actually. I said what we have discussed because that action started in the past. We have discussed it already, but we will continue doing it. That's the point of using present perfect. So today we will be making doing some exercises. I'm sorry, I have the file right here, which is the one that you guys will be working with. If someone is not able to open it in the Word version, I also have this link that will allow you to open the file without having Word locally installed in your computer. So with that being said, just a moment. I'm sorry. So with that being said, what I want you guys to do right now is go ahead and we will take a look on the book really quick so we remember about what we have been looking at and what we have been studying so far. Pretty much, we have been studying just like a small introduction of present perfect and like what are some of the uses that we have with it. These are some of the documents that we have reviewed so far, that we have checked on so far, but they are both here. This is the one I did. Remember our little timeline that we have the start, then we have the one in the middle that in this case represents the present, and the one at the end that represents the past. We know that if we are going for present perfect, we need to remember that the action starts in the past and continues in the present. That's the reason why this line is here. Then we have some examples, and we have the structure of present perfect that you guys know, that we have a subject or any personal pronoun, as you can see in here, plus the verb have or the verb has, depending.
Diego.
Yes.
Diego,
It's not sharing the screen.
Really?
Yep.
Oh God, I thought it was, but okay. Hold on.
But when you mention this line, I
yeah.
have some idea about that.
Oh, okay. But can you see it now?
Yes, I see.
Okay,
Yes.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Sometimes I just in my mind, sometimes I believe that I'm sharing, but sometimes I'm not. I'm sorry about that. So, okay. So as I was saying, this is the timeline that we have. So we have the start of the action, we have the middle of the action, and the end of it. So we know if we are talking about an action that started in the past but continues in the present, we have said that we will use present perfect. We know what is the structure about this. We know that we can use the pronouns or any subject plus the verb have or has, or, which are the auxiliary verbs, plus the verb in past participle. We know that the conjugations change depending on the pronoun that you are using. So you know that has is conjugated with he, she, and it, and have is conjugated with I, you, we, and they. I have heard my brother, that's an example. I heard my brother, that's an example of simple past. The difference in between them, as you guys know, is that if you say I've heard my brother, is that you have done it as well in the past. But if and somehow you're remembering about that in the present. But if you say I heard my brother, just like that, it means that you only did it once in the past, but you did not continue to do it anymore. This is like some examples with the limitation of time, or like with time sequels, like we've been saying before. Then we saw in the other document that we also have here. Oh, I'm sorry, this is not it. This one. This is the other one. The one that we see is some examples about the contractions, how to pronounce them and when to use them. We did some practice exercise as well that you will be seeing right here that we did orally last time I believe on Thursday. And then we learned that the uses of present perfect are for something that started in the past and continues in the present, and also for someone that we are experiencing up to this point, up to the present, up to now, etc., etc. You guys know that when I say up to now means up until this moment that we are in or that we are living right now. So, as I said, today we will be doing some exercises, but before that, let's go to page number 43. By the way, if you want to navigate in a faster way in this book, all you have to do is you have to type in, you have to type in the number of the page that I'm telling you in case that anyone feels like opening the book and following along with me. For example, if I were to say page number 56, all I have to do is this, and it's going to take me automatically to page number 56. But that would depend on what Adobe Acrobat version or what PDF reader you're using. But in most of them, I believe it's possible. So yeah, we have, of course, the introduction or the fundamentals of it. We know that this is the pronouns that it works with. We have the verbs. We have all of that. It says the past participle form. Sorry, let me make it bigger for you guys. Okay, it says the past participle is a form of the verb with regular verbs. The past participle ends in ed. Remember that the list of irregular verbs that we have been checking is of a list exclusively for those irregular verbs. If we have a regular verb, it's going to be the past participle ending in ed. So, for example, if you have the verb work, you're gonna make the past participle of that verb by adding ed at the end of the verb. It says with regular verbs, the past participle does not usually. With irregular verbs, the past participle does not usually end in ed. For a list of irregular verbs, see page 151. So let's go ahead and take a look at Appendix 151, which is this one, and let's see what it says. This one, the verbs are here. It's actually 150 in the computer and 151 in the physical version of the book. So yeah, 150, and we have this list. I have also shared a list of these verbs with you guys, and I'll be sharing it again, but it's also on Edmodo. But yeah, we have, for example, the past participle of the verb be, because this is an irregular verb. It would be ven or vin. The pronunciation depends, but it would be vin or ven. Either way, it's fine. Become, begun, bled, for when you say bleed, past tense is bled. The past participle doesn't change, but it's still an irregular verb. Blown, broken, brought, built, bought, chosen, come, caused. Del, dog, done. That this is one of the most common verbs you will be using. So do in simple present, did in simple past, and then the form of the verb do in present a past participle would be done or done. So yeah, the pronunciation should be done, just like that. The things I've done, for example, if I say that. Drive, that's also a very common verb. Driven. Driven, you will not only use it, you will learn that drive, it's a verb that you will not only be using for, because for example, if I say drive, the first thing that comes to our heads is someone driving a car. But the thing is that the verb drive can also be used as a replacement for the verb handle. So for example, if I say how to manage an enterprise, I could also say how to drive an enterprise, because the verb drive, it's similar to the verb handle, which means in Spanish manejar. But manejar doesn't necessarily have to be like to drive a car, as I said. It means to drive anything that you're able to drive. Then you have the verb also fall, which the simple past form would be fell, and the past participle form would be fallen. You have also the verb, let's see, the verb send, which the past participle doesn't change. It maintains itself and it keeps being sent. Then we have also another common verb, the verb make, which I don't know where it is. Let me see. Make. There must be a lot of words with that. So yeah. But it should be here though. It should be right here. Let me see. Okay, here it is. The verb in in simple present it would be make. Then in simple past it would be made, and then in past participle it would be again made. So it will not change. Then we have the verb mean, as in, oh God, this thing is crazy. Sorry about that. So the verb mean, like you see right here, if I say, for example, do you understand what I mean? Then I could also say I could also say that same question in past. For example, I could say, did you understand what I mean? I'm not gonna say meant, because remember that if I'm using a question and I'm using the auxiliary did, I don't need to conjugate the verb anymore. The only time in which I'm going to conjugate it is when I am using an affirmative sentence. If I say, for example, I meant something different yesterday, meaning that that's a sentence in the past, but it's an affirmative sentence. So now if I say meant, in past participle, I would need to say, have you understood, or let's say, have you meant something differently, or have you meant something different other than that? That's a question. We have not gotten to questions yet on present perfect, but we will. So, or I could say, for example, I have meant to say something different. There, I just used a sentence, a different sentence in an affirmative sentence, I'm sorry, with using the verb meant. The same happens with all of these other examples. So right now, the list of verbs, you guys will find it. And if you haven't logged into Edmodo, please go ahead and do it right now, because we will be getting the exercises from there. But this one, I'm actually going to download it, and I'm going to re-upload it to the no, I think I can move it from here actually. So let's say this one is the one I want to move. So yeah, move. I'm going to move it to the present perfect folder. Where is it? Okay. There. So you guys are going to be finding right here. So please log into Edmodo, guys. Log into your Edmodo account. And whenever you're there, I need you to go to the folder that says Present Perfect. In your Edmodo profile, you're gonna find folders while you are in the class of Cadejo. So just go ahead and click on folders. And then I want you to open the one that says Classroom Exercises June the 29th. If you're using a Mac or something else, this is the link that you guys are going to be pasting in your browser, and it's going to take you to this link. So if it takes you to this link, you're going to upload the file right here, and it should open an online version of the of this document that I have right here. You guys also know that you're able to work right here in Word if you I'm sorry, right here in Edmodo if you prefer. Like you can actually edit the document right in here without actually downloading it to your computer, like I'm doing right now. So let me explain you guys what you will be doing. Although it's pretty simple, you only need to conjugate the verbs that you will be seeing here, of course, using present perfect. So these are some sentences that we have right here. So we have 10 sentences. So the first one, it says, Sophie and I will give you this one, but no more. This is just an example. So Sophie and I, and since I need to conjugate in present perfect, affirmative form, okay, then I would say, Sophie and I have known each other since we were at high school together. We know that this is the correct form of present perfect for this particular example. This is the verb that we need to use, and this is the correct auxiliary to use. So to know what verb you're going to use, if you don't know how to write any of these verbs, you just need to go and look for it right here. You can use Control F, and then you're going to, let's say, for example, if I'm looking for the verb know, the one I just did, it is right here. And you see that it says known. So that's what you need to do in order if, for example, sometime in a particular sentence you don't remember like a particular verb, you can go ahead and take a look in there, and it's going to take you to that specific verb that you're looking for. Second example, it says I. This is a verb that you're supposed to conjugate just like I did right here in present perfect. So I'll let you guys work. You have 15 minutes to finish this sentence. So I'm sorry, to finish the exercise. So whenever you finish, go ahead and let me know, and we will go ahead and correct it. If anyone has any problems looking at the document or finding the document, please let me know.
Okay.
Okay, teacher. I don't have problem.
All right. I'm sorry, Stan. I cannot hear you. What did you say?
Nothing.
Okay. Are you able to see the document?
Yes.
Okay. Great.
Yes.
Okay. So you guys let me know once you finish, either write on the chat or let me know using your microphone, because we need to correct it.
Teacher.
Yes. Yes. Tell me. Do you have a question?
No, in my document, in the 8 point, appears a square before serving.
Yeah, that was my mistake. I'm sorry. Just don't pay attention to the square and just respond to the question that is on the dash. But just don't worry about the square.
Okay. And then I finished.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay.
Can I upload en el modo?
Yes, you can go. Just make a post as we have been doing these days. Just go ahead and post right here on the chat. Or I'm sorry, on the group. So just open a post and say, "Here's my finished exercise." Exercise. I'm sorry, and then just go ahead and add the file in there, and I'll be checking on it.
Okay.
So how is everyone doing? Have you guys finished?
I have finished.
Okay.
No,
Not yet?
not yet.
Okay. What about you, Ever?
Not yet.
Not yet. Okay. What exercise are you on, Melissa? What question are you on?
7.
Okay. We will go ahead and start correcting them, and then you can get the answers of 8, 9, and 10 while we keep correcting them while we start the correction. Okay.
Okay.
So let's go ahead and compare your answers, guys. So the first one I did it for you guys. So I have Sophie and I have known, of course. The second one, in this case, the correct answer would be I have played tennis since I was 8 years old. The reason why it's played is because you guys know that play it's a irregular verb, so you just have to add ed. Okay, now what was your answer in number 3, Pressy? What did you write?
Number 3.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let me see. Alain has been in hospital 3 times this year.
Very good. So Alan has been, just like Pressy said, Alan has been in hospital 3 years this time. I'm sorry, 3 times. Wow, 3 times this year. All right. So now for number 4, Melissa, what was your answer on number 4?
Number 4 is I have wanted to be an actor for as long as I can remember.
Okay, remember that the past participle of the verb should be wanted.
Wanted, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, the
right.
pronunciation is incorrect.
But you got the right answer.
Yes,
Oh,
wanted.
Okay, so yeah, I have wanted or wanted, but in American English it should be wanted. So I have wanted to be an actor for as long as I can remember. Very good, very good. So now let's see, Pressy, Stan, Ricardo, what answer do you have in number 5?
My uncle has smoked. Smoke.
Has smoked. Okay, very good. Yes, that would be the correct answer because smoke is also a regular verb. So my uncle has smoked 40 cigarettes a day for 40 years, and he's a doctor. Wow. Okay. Number 6. What do you have, Pressy?
Sorry. You have had.
Have had. Very good. Yes, that's a correct form because as Pressy just said, the past participle of the verb have, it would be had. But even though we have the same verb, we still need to conjugate it with the auxiliary. So it's like a repetition of the same verb. The first one will be the auxiliary, and the second one is the verb in past participle, which in this case is the same verb. But it's only because of the type of sentence we have. It says, you have had that suit for more than 10 years. It isn't a time to get a new one. So basically está diciendo, tú has tenido ese traje por más de 10 años. You have had that suit for more than 10 years. Number 7, what do you have, Stan?
8 point.
No, 7.
7. But since he finished university, my brother has worked.
Very good, excellent job. So yeah, he has worked is the correct form of the verb to use. Has, because it's talking about his brother. Therefore, you know that he is conjugated with has. So let's see, Ever, did you get to question number 8?
Sir.
Okay.
Sir. Terry?
Yes.
Terry has watched the TV program every week since it started.
Okay, very good. Now the pronunciation of this would be Serin has watched. In this one, you don't have to say has watched because this one it's a silent pronunciation, so this thing shouldn't be pronounced. It's just like this. Serin has watched, a little bit of T sound at the end. So like this, it's like you were saying this, watched. So Serin has watched that TV program every week since, the pronunciation of this should be since, not science, but since it started. So do me a favor and repeat the whole question again, Ever. Please.
Okay. Terry was watching the TV program every week since it started.
Since it started.
Since it started.
Okay, not science, since. Okay?
Okay.
So Serin has watched that TV program every week since it started. All right. Now let's go ahead and do number 9 as well. What do you have, Ever?
I have never liked bananas. I think they are horrible.
Horrible.
Horrible. Okay.
Horrible. Yes. So you like this, right? I have never liked. Like this?
Okay.
Yes,
I have never liked.
Yes, that's correct. That's the correct form. In this case, we have, guys, the word never, which needs to be in the middle of the two verbs. So we have, and then we have the past participle verb liked. In this case, we're going to put this word in the middle of the two. So I have never liked bananas. I think they're horrible. Number 10, let's see, Pressy, what do you have on number 10?
What's the most interesting city? Interesting city.
No, not interesting. Interesting.
Interesting.
Okay.
Interesting.
Okay.
What's the most interesting city you have Visit.
Have visited, correct.
Visited.
Visited, correct, yes. What's the most interesting, not interesting, interesting city you have visited? So the question, if we remove the verb in parentheses, the question would be like this. What's the most interesting city you have visited? Like this. That's the correct form to conjugate it. What's the most interesting city that you have visited? This is an example that we will be using on WH questions whenever we get to WH questions on Wednesday. We will start talking about questions and negatives on present perfect. But as of right now, I am glad that everyone got the right answer on most of the exercises. Do me a favor and upload, as I told Ricardo, when you have finished the file, just or the exercise, just go ahead and open a post as we have been doing before, and just drop your exercise right here. So like this, for example, hi, here is my finished document. Like this, and then you just drop it. What? I'm sorry.
I attach.
Yes, you have to attach the Word document. Oh, you did it already. Oh, okay, great. So yeah, that would be it for today. For everyone, let's go ahead and see together back again on Wednesday. So thank you guys for coming and enjoy the rest of your evening.
Okay, bye.
Thank you, Diego.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Bye, guys. Bye, guys.